Hello, vinyl community. Tony P coming at you in the basement of the Perliverse. Things are quiet this Sunday morning. Just came back from my 2.5-mile walk, me and Hank the dog. And I decided to enter the Comic Rhema dedication video contest. I was debating this for a couple of days, and I decided to do it. Mainly because it hits home a little bit. I haven't talked about this at all in the VC, but I had an older brother just passed away earlier this month in Arizona. He was one of my oldest brothers. My older brother passed away 1988, I believe, 87, 88, somewhere around here. Had another brother who passed away in 2008, I think. This is the last brother I had. He was 83 years old. Probably the nicest man you would ever meet. And I'm dedicating this video to him. He just passed away earlier this month. I won't go into details of how, but just that I'll miss him dearly, dearly, very, very close to me. Born in Italy, came to this country as a teenager. He and my older brother could sing songs like you would not believe, the harmony. They sang at St. Peter's in Rome. They were altar boys. As a matter of fact, this brother was going to become a priest, but coming to America, he had to leave seminary. Came to the United States. He and I were the only two that graduated from high school in our family. My other brother had to go to work. Had to help my dad and mom feed the family. My sister got married young. And I was the baby of the family. So, baby had to do things. I was very fortunate to be blessed having those brothers and sisters. They were excellent. They were wonderful people. My brother, Silk, his name is Silvano, by the way. If you talked to him for 10 minutes, you felt like you've known him forever. He treated you that way. If you needed 10 cents, he'd give you $10. If you needed a friend, he was there. He was just that kind. Treated me wonderfully. I was fortunate enough to visit him a couple years ago at his home in Phoenix, Arizona. I had the best time of my life. I will miss him more than anything. When I went to visit him, I said to him, I'd like to take one day and just drive to Boot Hill. Now, he lived in Phoenix. Boot Hill's in Tucson. And he said, okay. He said, I'll pack you lunch and you can go ahead. And I had to rent a car. So that evening, he called me and he said, do you mind if I come with you? I said, not at all, not at all. So we spent our day at Boot Hill, Tucson, OK Corral. Just a wonderful, wonderful time. There's a story that goes with that, but that's probably another video in itself. But hug those close to you and dear to you. You don't know what tomorrow will bring. Hug them, tell them you love them. That's the most important thing. Second part is talk about the artist who passed away. Now, I filmed that earlier, so I'll throw this right in here. The second part of the contest from Comic Rhema, the tribute contest, to talk about an artist who's passed away in 2020. The one I'd like to talk about is John Prine. This is my favorite song from John Prine, In Spite of Ourselves. If you ever want to listen to a really good song, find that on YouTube. Just listen to the words. It's funny. I was late in discovering John Prine. My son tried to talk me into him. Mazzy did a couple things on John Prine, I believe. And it wasn't until, probably about 2 or 3 weeks before he passed away from COVID that I finally discovered him. And I can't believe it took me that long. He is a fantastic writer, singer, entertainer. I believe Austin City Limits even had a show with him in it. I think you can find that on YouTube also. He's just one of those American greats that I think should get more airtime. His songs are so down to earth. They're folky. They hit to the heart of America. You got to put a smile on your face. I love his other song, Saginaw, Michigan, is also fantastic. He just reeks Americana. If you want a good tune and you love the folk songs of America and how they're played in a good down-to-earth show, you can find John Prine on YouTube and almost anywhere on the internet. I believe he still has a website that you can still purchase his albums on. I'm trying to get to that here shortly. But he's just wonderful. I feel so bad that I got onto him at the end. I wish that I've known him while he was still entertaining. He had a great following. John Prine. I'm back. The third stipulation in the contest is to show a tribute album by someone. And I had a tough time. I don't have very many. But I do have a cassette. Ella Fitzgerald sings Gershwin. If you ever want to hear a voice, I'll try to get the glare out of there, that is angelic, whose enunciation, whose tone, whose force. You get this album and play the very first one, Someone to Watch Over Me, and just listen to her voice on that particular song. She's singing to you. She just reaches out and touches your heart. And I've become an Ella Fitzgerald fan very, very much because of this. And this was a Mazzy, I believe, recommendation. And Pure Ella, I have one with her, Louis Armstrong too. But what a tribute. So, my one and only, but not for me, Looking for a Boy. Get this album. My God, you'll love it. Sit back, relax, get yourself a nice glass of red wine, sip it slow, and listen to Ella Fitzgerald. That's my tribute. The last thing is, how are you doing during the pandemic? How have you fared so far? Well, other than the death of my brother, we've handled it well. Nervous, because I'm in that age group, of people at risk. And but my sons are all what we deem in Pennsylvania here as necessary. My one son is a crane operator, he's a steel worker, electrician. His wife is a nurse. My other son works for a telecommunications for a law firm. His wife works at our credit union. My other son works, for a beverage distributor, and they're considered necessities. So they work out in public this whole time. God bless them. So far, we're good. But what's really interesting, because they have to work, their kids have to go somewhere. They just can't leave them at home. Lock them in a closet with them. You know what I mean? So we get to watch them. Okay. Now you remember, I was a teacher for 37 years. I was teaching school to 6 kids at a time on certain occasions. Had 6 computers, 6 iPads, or whatever we were using. And I was teaching. I was making sure they were getting online. I was making sure they were getting lessons. And I have a funny story. My youngest one, who was in kindergarten, his head, all I see is the top of his head behind this laptop. And he's intense. And I said, boy, he's really working hard. And I went around the other side of the computer. Here he had a cell phone. I don't know if he took my wife's or his mom's, and he was playing Fortnite. Smartest kid in the world. I had to explain to him that that's a no-no. Can't do that. He was not happy with me. But there was also a good time. I joined the VC at that time. It was in April, I believe. Okay? And I got back in. It was my grandkids being here that started me all this. They had that cassette. If you go back into my introduction to the vital community, they had the cassette. They wanted to play it. And my tape player wouldn't work, and I got it to finally run, and I discovered my stereo again. So that was a good part of the vinyl community. As I close, I usually have a joke here. I don't have one. All I want is for you to be safe, secure, but I want you to be happy. Life is short. Again, hug those around you. This is Tony P. from the basement saying to you, peace, love, rock and roll. Thank you.